Okay. So what is your name and age?
My name's Carson Mayfield, and I'm 17.
Okay. And then what does your family consist of?
Like
Just siblings?
I have 4 siblings, 23, 20, almost 22, 19, 18, and then me, 17.
And then what are your parents' dynamic? Do you have a mom and dad?
Yes, I have 2 parents, mom, dad, and yeah.
What are they like as a parent?
I'd say they both can be very, strict, as compared to other families. But I know they love me and they do what's best for me. Even though I probably argue with my mom more.
Do you say your mom's more strict compared to your dad, or?
Honestly, no. My mom's just home more and she enforces the quote-unquote law more.
Okay. So, what type of relationships do you have with your siblings?
I'm pretty close with all my siblings. We fight, but so does almost pretty much every other family.
How would you say your fights are like? Are they more of a competitive fighting or more out of anger?
Well, it depends. Me and my middle sister, ours are more out of anger and just I don't know, just sometimes we do things that piss each other off and it just goes to some place that we don't want it to go. But then sometimes it's a competitive, I want to do this, but then my brother, let's say, he also likes to take control of things. And so it's the same with my dad.
Okay, so
we kind of all have a quote unquote alpha personality where we all want to be in charge of what's happening.
Okay. So how old is your other brother?
He's 23.
23. Okay.
So it goes boy, girl, 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 boy.
Okay. So are you the youngest?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you get either baby? Do you feel pressured being the youngest? How do you feel as being the youngest child?
I feel like I get babied sometimes. Not as much anymore because I'm pretty much bigger than the rest of my family. I'm the second tallest.
Yeah.
But I definitely get treated, especially when I was younger. They always blame me for whatever. My mom's like, "What was this?" And I was like, "I was a person."
You're the scapegoat.
Mm-hmm. So they blame me for things. But honestly, I feel like I should be 18. My sister, Kate, and I, recently got really close. That's because my 3 other siblings, 2 of them, the oldest 2 go to Georgia, and the other one goes to Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of just, became connected, being in the same friend group. Even though I'm younger than all of the friends, I just kind of blend in with older people.
That's nice. So how would you explain your friend group? Since you were saying they're older.
I'm kind of like their son, you could say, because I am the youngest by a year, if not more. And they kind of baby me, but it's not oh my gosh, you're so young. I blend in very well, but then sometimes they'll bring up that I'm younger than them.
Are they in the same grade or school as you? No.
So they go to Lambert High School.
Okay.
Which is in Georgia. And they're seniors, and technically I'll be finishing high school with them, but that's because I'm homeschooled, and so I'm finishing a year early.
Have you always been homeschooled?
No, I went to public school freshman and sophomore year, and then I went to, I think it was the first 3 or 4 weeks, and then I was I'm not enjoying this. The COVID protocols are just annoying. We have one-way hallways, and the teachers, I just wasn't learning as much as I could, and I knew I could, so I decided to take a different route. So I have my own teacher, which is a family friend who taught my sister, Kate, who is the 18-year-old, and she teaches me usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm doing the classes that I need to take to finish high school, and also do enrollment. So right now I'm taking 8 classes.
Wow. So you don't feel like you're missing out on the school atmosphere as? You're a
Honestly,
junior, senior?
no, not really.
No?
Just because like I still get invited to things, and I get to choose who I want to hang out with. It's not like I get
You're forced in that class.
Yeah, it's not like I'm forced in a class where I only know like 2 people.
Yeah.
I can hang out with them. Plus, they get out at noon anyway, so they're already out of school, and I can just go hang out with them if I want to.
That's nice. So, what are your friends like? What are their personalities? Do you have any like group names you would classify them under?
I don't know. They're kind of like kiddish, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like we're all Christians, and I don't know. We all just like act like we're 13. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
like,
no,
we all
I
just have a fun
definitely
time.
very
Like we literally play Wii, which is who knows how old it is, but it's like so much fun when you're like with friends, just hanging out.
So would you say that religion has a huge part on your type of like choosing of friends, or no?
Choosing friends, I would say no, but like in a relationship, I would say yes. Like if I want to date someone, I don't want to date someone who has like the complete opposite beliefs in me.
Why would you say that?
I feel like first of all we would clash.
Yeah, absolutely.
And secondly, since I believe in God, it's not, I don't know how to say this, but it's not like biblically correct, if that makes sense. Like that's not the way I want to say it, but it's just like, that's not what God tells us to do.
Yeah.
Like he says that he wants us to help others who are like not in the faith, like not force them or pressure them in anything, but help them quote unquote think of everything. Like, because some people can be stubborn. My best friend is the most stubborn person I've ever met. Like, he will not do anything he does not want to.
Okay.
And he's, I'd say, has social anxiety. So he's like more to himself. And he's fine with that.
Yeah.
He's content by himself. But
that's like the complete opposite of you.
I'm a social person.
Yeah.
So I have to like go out and do stuff. And I don't know. I don't need to be with people. Like, I can be by myself, but I'm just built, like, God made me to be social and talk to others and be friendly to everyone. So.
So do you, I don't know, not, so do you think your friends share either the same interests, culture, maybe even ethnicity as you, maybe gender, or do you think there's a wide variety within your social group?
I'd say, I wouldn't say we're all the exact same, but we're all pretty much the same. We're both white, or we're all white, Christians. Not everyone likes the same things, but it's like we don't argue about it, because everyone's going to be different.
Exactly.
You can't just get mad at someone for them liking something else that you don't like. Like, we tease them about it sometimes, but it's not like, oh my gosh, you don't like this favorite food, or like, oh my gosh, you believe this, I don't like you.
So how do you, throughout your day, what's your moods like? Do you experience like quick mood changes? Are they like intense if you are experiencing overwhelming emotions?
It depends. I was broken up with like a month and a half ago.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll get in like a sad mood.
It'll just hit randomly?
Yeah, it's normally when I'm just like alone doing nothing, or like if I'm on TikTok scrolling and I see like something sad, then but usually I'm like in a good mood. Sometimes I'll be tired, but that's because I went to bed at 12 and woke up at 4.
So do you say, are you big in social media? Does it affect your life? Is it integrated in that way?
Honestly, no, I'm not on social media a lot.
Okay.
Like, I've deleted Snapchat multiple times, and it's not like, oh my gosh, Snapchat, I need to snap people.
Do you have a reason?
Initially, I did it because I had Snapchat mostly for my girlfriend. She broke up with me. I'm not like talking to anyone else. So I kind of just deleted it, and then for my birthday, I re-downloaded it because people are sending me snaps. So I actually wanted to show them like I appreciate them and say thank you, and I'm probably gonna delete it soon. But I don't really use it. Instagram, like I'll check through like the feed every once in a while, but it's not like a daily thing. Like I know someone who Honestly, in a 24-hour day, she posts twice.
Wow.
She has 780 something posts, and she's on Instagram so much. It's honestly
It's consuming.
yes,
Yeah.
for her at least. Which I don't know how she does that, but
Um.
I could never.
Yeah. So, when it comes to your parents and your friends, do you feel like you're equally open to both, or are you more open towards your friends and your parents, or are there just certain topics that you would go to your parents compared to your friends, or vice versa?
I'd say there's certain topics I would go to my parents than my friends, and I'm pretty like open with everything. Like, if I'm sad, I'm not just gonna say like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, if someone asks me like, are you okay? I'm like, eh. Like, I'm the one. Like, I'm a person who's pretty straightforward. So if like I'm feeling something, or like they ask me a question, I'm not gonna be rude about it, but I'll be blunt and honest. So if like they say like, are you okay? I'd be like, not really, but there's nothing I can do about it. So might as well get through it. But I'm pretty open to my friends and family. Like, there's some things I just like won't share with my friends and only tell my parents or family.
Do you want to share those specific topics or no?
No.
No? Okay. And then what are your thoughts on like, you already said that. Do you feel, so when it comes to gender or just self-identity, do you feel like you fit in a certain like the male conformity of that?
Yes, I am a male.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But when it comes to like certain like how people say like guys don't cry, or like that's only girls like the color orange or something like that, what are your thoughts on that?
People can have their own opinions. Like, if they think guys don't cry, well, like, it's not factual.
No.
Like, guys do cry. Like, you literally can look on the internet or YouTube, put like guy crying, and like they cry.
Yeah.
It's not as usual as girls. That's why they say it. And most guys probably don't cry in public. They cry when they're alone by themselves.
Do you feel that is okay, or is that just normal in your...
Do you mean like guys crying by themselves?
Yeah, do you feel like that should how it be? I don't know.
I honestly say like, it is what it is. Like, if a guy wants to cry in public, he can.
Yeah.
But like, some people like have anxiety, or just like they're happy when they're with their friends, and then they just like become sad when they get home. Like, I've cried multiple times recently.
Yeah.
But like, it's
not a big deal.
It's not a big deal for me, because like I don't, especially with me and emotions, I don't usually hide my emotions unless like it's quote unquote inappropriate. Like, if we're in like having dinner with someone or something like that, like I'll be happy, and like I'm not just gonna like start crying, because that's just awkward for them. But yeah, I'm.
Would you say you're a believer in gender roles or no?
I don't believe in them, but I'm not going to be mean to them just because of what they believe in. Like, I know a few people who are bi and like non-binary. And
yeah, but like when it comes to like gender roles, meaning like housework is mainly towards like a female, or like that's a man's job. Like, is your house pretty gender rolled, or no? Everyone's pretty split with the work, because you are really close with all your siblings, so I feel like you guys would share a workload.
With my family, like siblings wise, honestly, my mom would just say, like, let's say I didn't do as much work as last time, she'll give me more and give my family, like my siblings, less.
Okay.
It really just depends on like what we have. Like,
so
let's say we
equal.
have like, yeah. Okay. It just depends on the day. Like, if we have something planned, my mom will make one person have less because they have plans, and then everyone else will take over.
So nothing's divided by gender. Okay, cool. What would you say it's like being an adolescent in today's world?
I don't know. I feel like we kind of get frowned upon. just because I was raised to like respect people and respect others. And I'm not saying other people weren't, but some people just didn't grow up like that.
More like an individualistic idea.
Yeah, they kind of raised themselves.
Yeah.
And they have like their own opinions and how they act. Because everyone's gonna act different, but I feel like one thing that everyone should, not just adolescents, is like respect people, or it's just anyone in general. And I feel like, let's say I'm driving and because I like to listen to like loud music, and like I like bass, and I just like blaring music. Where someone can look at me and be like, "Oh my gosh, like what a rebel teen!" But then I'm literally blasting like NF, which is like a artist. Like, he's pretty much a Christian artist. He doesn't like, he's a rapper and he doesn't go by Christian artist, but he is a Christian. And like, yes, I do listen to like people who are explicit, but like, I just feel like when people, especially adults, and like my mom's like this, like if she has her opinion and she believes what she believes,
and there's no changing that, or what?
The opinion won't change, but the respect's there. So some people will like blurt out their opinion, like, "Oh my gosh, like you shouldn't be dressing like that," or like something like that. But like my mom, she's like, "Oh my gosh, you look really nice," or something like that, and she's not gonna like be mean to others. And like that's the way she raised like my family. We're not just gonna be mean because of what something like someone believes or not. But like, I feel some adults just kind of think that society, adolescents now, are just rebels, drug addicts, and like that's not everyone. Like my friend group, they have friends who do that stuff, but they don't do that stuff. Like you can go to a party and not drink or smoke or do any of that. Like, but then I feel like some adults think, wow, they went to the party, they did this, this, and this, and this.
Yeah, they do the association.
And they like assume things, which honestly, assuming things, I would say, like, yes, I do assume things a lot, but especially with like a human, you shouldn't assume like who they are just by one experience, because you don't actually know them.
So how would you say, like, self-esteem wise, do you say you're pretty high self-esteem? Do you think
in middle school I had low self-esteem?
Really?
I was chubby.
Oh.
Like I could probably pull up a photo, but like my face was just like a round blueberry. But honestly, that gave me motivation to work on myself.
And plus, you're still growing as a kid. You grow into
True.
that.
I'm hoping to grow a few inches. 5'11", if that. But I'd say some people can have a lot of like self-esteem just because of what they look.
Do you think that's the main focus? What would you associate self-esteem with?
Honestly, probably how most people look. Like they want to be like the perfect this, the perfect that. Like, be yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to be perfect for someone to love you. You don't have to be perfect for people to like you.
Yeah.
Like, not everyone's gonna like you.
Absolutely.
That's something that I feel like most people should know, or if not everyone, that you can't make everyone like you. That's just not gonna happen. But be nice to the people, be nice to everyone, but especially be nice to people who don't like you.
And nice to yourself.
Well, obviously, you have to have self-love.
Yeah.
Definitely. Otherwise, your self-esteem is just gone out the window. Because if you don't love yourself first, then that kind of leads to like you needing others to lift you up when it should be you lifting yourself up.
Well said. So, what is your attitude towards school?
Oh, I hate it, but I have to do it. So
Yeah.
I do not like school in any way, shape, or form. Like I have all of that to do. And I'm that far. I have the ACT Saturday. But it's my job right now. School's my job. Right now I just have to do it.
Do you have any other jobs besides school?
Chores around my house. But other than that, I used to work at a golf course, but then the management there sucked, so I left.
Okay, well. Did you see any like biases or racism within school or your past working experience, or not at all?
Personally, I haven't seen any like racism. Like I know it's out there, but I've never personally like seen any racism to others.
And I feel like with youth today, would you say like youth is more activist, more pro for everything? Because I feel like older generations are more against people, but I feel like the younger generations are better activists towards people. Would you agree with that or no?
I would agree. Like, the thing is older people, they grew up believing stuff, but kids, they can adapt easier than older. Like, working out, for example. For us, it would be easier than for a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old trying to like work out, if that makes sense. Just because we're still growing, well, more me than you, but we're still like growing and maturing into becoming who we are later on in our life. So I say their opinions can fluctuate more than most adults.
Okay. I think that's